All right, we give praise, esteem, and honor to Abba and Shamayim in the name of Yahusha HaMashiach. We speak us up in John chapter 5, verse 39. Search the scriptures, for in them you think you have eternal life, and they are they which testify of me, and you would not come to me that you might have life. I receive not honor from men, but I know you, that you have not the love of Elohim in you. I come in my Abba's name, and you receive me not. And if another shall come in his own name, him you will receive. How can you believe which receive honor one from another, and not the honor that comes from Elohim only? Do not think that I will accuse you to Abba. There's one that accused you, even Moses, in whom you trust. Had you believed Moses, you would have believed me, for he wrote of me. But if you believe not his writings, how should you believe my words? All esteem and praise to Abba and Shamayim in the name of Yahusha HaMashiach. Shalom, Sister Kelly. Come on, sister. Revelation 19:7. Let's get this on the road. We got the stuff on the back end of 1 Chronicles 28, some stuff in 2 Kings chapter 6. And Mother Sharona, you can pick a chapter anywhere from Genesis to Malachi. I don't think she can hit me. She got her head.
Say, let us be glad and rejoice and give honor to him, for the marriage of the Lamb is come.
Shalom,
and his
Sister
wife have made herself ready. And to her was granted that she should be arrayed in fine linen, clean and white, for the fine linen is the righteousness of saints. And he said unto me, right, Baruch are they which are called unto the marriage supper of the Lamb. And he said unto me, these are the two sayings of Elohim. And I fell at his feet to worship him. And he said unto me, see you do it not. I am your fellow servant and of the brethren that have the testimony of Yahusha. Worship Elohim, for the testimony of Yahusha is the Ruach of prophets.
Hosea 12 and 10. That boy got the old school print on the button shirt.
I have also spoken by the prophets. I have multiplied visions and used similitudes by the ministry of the prophets.
Peace, Brother Omar. Come on with Job 16 and 19.
Also now behold, my witnesses in Shamayim and my record is on high.
Romans 16:25.
Now to him that is of power to establish you according to my gospel and the preaching of Yahusha HaMashiach, according to the revelation of the mystery, which is kept secret since the world began, but now is made manifest by the scriptures of the prophets, according to the commandment of the everlasting Elohim, made known to all nations for the obedience of faith.
Read it again.
Now to him that is of power to establish you according to my gospel and the preaching of Yahusha HaMashiach, according to the revelation of the mystery, which is kept secret since the world began.
Kept secret since the world began.
But now is made manifest, and by the scriptures of the prophets, according to the commandment of the everlasting Elohim, made known to all nations for the obedience of faith.
Cool. Emma, you got a chapter? Should pick one up. Go to 1 Chronicles 28, because we need to finish that. See what chapter she wants. 28 and what, man? 18, man. Yeah, you just pick a book, Emma. No. All right. Go ahead.
And for the altar of incense, refine gold by weight, and gold for the pattern of the chariot of the cherubims to spread out their wings and cover the ark of the covenant of Yahuwah. All this said David, Yahuwah made me to understand in writing by his hand upon me.
He did what?
Made me understand in writing by his hand upon me.
We talked about that when I think Little Muffin picked this one here, right? So, give me Psalms 119 and 8. This on general principles. What? Come on with it, bud.
I will keep your statutes, oh forsake me not utterly. Wherewithal shall a young man cleanse his way? By taking heed thereto according to your word. With my whole heart have I sought you. Oh, let me not wander from your commandments.
Go ahead.
Your word have I hid in my heart, that I might not sin against you.
Come on.
Baruch are you, O Yahuwah, teach me your statutes.
Go ahead.
With my lips have I declared all the judgments of your mouth. I rejoice in the way of your testimonies as much as in all riches. I'll meditate in your precepts and have respect unto your ways.
Well, it's coming to what I want.
I will delight myself in your statutes. I will not forget your word.
Go ahead.
Deal bountifully with your servant. That
What's going on, Rohan?
And keep your word. Open you my eyes that I may behold wondrous things out of your law.
Open your eyes that I might be what?
Hold wondrous things out of your law.
Now go to Job 42 and 3, right? Now David said in verse 19 that Yahuwah made me understand in writing by his hand upon me all the works of this pattern. Now he's going to come back and give you the definition for the word pattern in just a moment. Come on with it.
Who is he that hide counsel without knowledge? Therefore have I uttered that I understood not, things too wonderful for me, which I knew not. Here I beseech you, and I will speak. I will demand of you and declare you unto me. I have heard of you by the hearing of the ear, but now my eyes see you.
Like you said, what now?
I have heard of you by the hearing of the ear,
but now
my eyes see.
Now we talked about that the other day when we read in Romans, where it say faith come by hearing, and hearing come by the word. When we were discussing that, when men began to call upon the name of Yahuwah, what he knows. Well, baby, that is. Shalom, Marcus. So, we're just trying to establish this point of what David made mention of. I had something in my brain and I don't forgot. Go to 1 John 5 and say, man. Come on with it, bud.
For there are three that bear record in Shamayim, the Abba, the Word, and the Ruach HaKadosh. And these three are one.
What up?
And there are three that bear witness in the Arats, the Ruach, the water, and the blood.
Shalom, brother Marvin.
Agree in one.
Go ahead.
If we receive the witness of men, the witness of Elohim is greater.
What up?
This is the witness of Elohim, which he has testified of his Son.
What up?
He that believe on the Son of Elohim have the witness in himself. He that believe not Elohim have made him a liar, because he believed not the record that Elohim gave of his Son.
Hey, y'all need to be quiet. And I mean be quiet. Y'all ain't got nothing to discuss, ain't nothing to talk about. And if I have to tell you that more than one time, I'm going to make examples out of you. Go ahead, man.
And this is the record that Elohim have given to us, eternal life. And this life is in his Son.
This life is in his who?
In his Son.
In the law.
In his Son.
So the life is in God, right?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
He that have the Son have life, and he that have not the Son of Elohim have not life.
I want you to drop down to verse 17, if you would, please. Shalom, each man.
All unrighteousness is sin, and there is a sin not unto death. We know that whosoever is born of Elohim sin not, but he that is begotten of Elohim keep himself, and that wicked one touch him not. We know that we are of Elohim, and the whole world lie in wickedness. And we know that the Son of Elohim is come.
To do what?
Giving us an understanding.
That we might.
Know him that is true.
That we might.
Know him that is true.
And what else?
We are in him that is true.
And what else?
Even in his Son, Yahusha HaMashiach. This is the true Elohim and
what,
eternal life.
What did he say this man came to do? Give you a what?
An understanding.
Now it said, David said that he made him to understand in writing by his hand upon me. So go over to Luke 24 and 36 on general principle. Luke chapter 24, verse 36.
And as they thus spake, Yahusha himself stood in the midst of them and said unto them,
what he said?
Shalom unto you. They were terrified and affrighted and supposed that they had seen a Ruach. And he said unto them, why are you troubled? Why do thoughts arise in your hearts? Behold my hands and my feet, that it is I myself. Handle me and see, for Ruach have not flesh and bones, as you see me have. And when he had thus spoken, he showed them his hands and his feet. And while they yet believed not for joy and wondered, he said unto them, have you here any meat? And they gave him a piece of a broiled fish and of a honeycomb. And he took it and did eat before them. And he said unto them, these are the words which I spake unto you while I was yet with you, that all things must be fulfilled, which are written in the law of Moses, in the prophets, and in the Psalms concerning me.
What say he written where? And in the where?
Written in the law of Moses,
and
in the prophets, and in the Psalms concerning me.
And then he did what?
Open their understanding.
That they might what?
Understand the scriptures.
That's right, each man. So when you see that he says that he calls him to understand in writing by his hand upon me all the works of this pattern. Go back to 1 Chronicles 28 and 18 and give him works of this pattern. I think we already mentioned this when we went through it the first time. I would just like to rehash it. Shalom me. Come on with it, bud.
Works is Malachi, occupation, work, business, service, use, public business, whether political or religious.
Now you see, understand, like you said, Shalom, Jay. Say, I must be about my Abba's business.
And then pattern is tabnith. That's pattern, plan, a form, construction, a figure.
The form or the figure. He helped me to understand in writing the figure. And that goes what we started off with in Romans 16:25. Is understanding the figure. So when he tell you to search the scriptures because in them you think you have eternal life, he say they're testifying to me. And he did that with his apostles by helping them understand the writing. I'm about to say this incorrectly. Understand in writing by his hand upon me all the works of this pattern. Because once he raised them from the dead, shalom, Brother Ernest, man, whose hand is on it? Now the Father is through the Son is helping the apostles understand the pattern. And I just heard a couple people having this conversation with this here, man, and I'm telling you, man, a lot of people do not adhere to the testimony of Mashiach for real, because people want stuff to say, oh, this is plainly talking about this. They can't see they don't have the understanding of the pattern. So they're not going to see it. And it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Most people are carnal beyond compare. To be 100% honest with you. Matter of fact, since I said that, man, I believe it's 2 Corinthians chapter 5. You can give me verse 3. Come on with it, brother.
If so be that being clothed we shall not be found naked. For we that are in this tabernacle do groan, being burdened, not for that we would not be unclothed, but clothed upon, the mortality might be swallowed up of life. Now he that hath brought us for the self same thing as Elohim, who also hath given unto us the earnest of the Ruach. Therefore we are always confident, knowing that while we are at home in the body, we are absent from the Lord.
Come on.
For we walk by faith, not by sight. We are confident, I say, and willing rather to be absent from the body and to be present with the Lord. Wherefore we labor, that whether present or absent, we may be accepted of him.
That's good, right? And then the other place he say, the weapons of our warfare are not carnal but spiritual. But then also he made the statement that a lot of people concerned with temporal things. John 6:63 on general principle.
It is the Ruach that quicken.
It's the what?
The Ruach that quicken.
Make alive.
The flesh profit nothing.
The flesh do what?
Profit nothing.
But let me tell you something, man. Each mentioned this already, right? He said the flesh do what?
Profit nothing.
What he said in John 1:12. You know what he said in John 1:12? You know it off the top of your head? Go ahead and read it for him just in case somebody don't know what it said. You come back to John. Because he said the what profit nothing, man?
The flesh profit nothing.
What's a part of your flesh? Because he's mentioned it, right? He was flesh and bone. No what?
No blood.
Now listen to what he said in John 1:12, right?
He said, but as many as received him, to them gave he power to become the sons of Elohim, even to them that believe on his name.
Not by?
Which were born not of blood.
Not of what?
Not of blood.
So I guess your bloodline don't matter, your blood type, none of that stuff matter to us.
Nor of the will of the flesh.
Nor the will of the what?
So
just because you had some blood rush down to your nether regions and you decided that you wanted to participate in quarters, that can't make you a son of God either, can it? Okay, go ahead.
Nor of the will of man.
Oh, so it can't no man make you that either, huh? But what can make you that?
But of Elohim.
Oh my God, today. So go back to John 6:63. And he didn't be talking, everybody be talking about you, Israel this, your bloodline this, your blood type this. This is what I want you to do with this here too. Take all of that, put it in a box, put a bow on that hole, and shove it straight up your anus. You know what I'm talking about? That's what you can do with it. You know what I'm talking about? And I said it. And you know what I'm talking about? And you can holler at me face to face if you want to. I don't give a good goddamn. You know what I'm saying? Take that and sell it on another block. That's trash dope you selling. But I literally heard the dude say Abraham ain't part of the new covenant because he ain't an Israelite. I said, it's the dumbest thing I ever heard, man. You say you missed what I said? I said, take a box. Take your bloodline, your blood type, your kinfolk, put it all in that box. Put a top on the box. Get the nicest bow that you can find. You know what I'm saying? Spend a couple dollars on it. You know what I'm saying? Go to Joann's or Party City. I don't know where you buy that stuff from. And then shove it up your anus. You know what I'm talking about? That's what you can do with that. Because you're not going to be a son of Elohim by any of those things. Because when that man resurrected from the dead, he told his apostles, he say a spirit don't have what, Civic? Flesh and bone, as you see me have, not flesh and blood. Guess what he said won't inherit the kingdom, Civic? So I guess your blood type, your bloodline, don't none of that matter. Now do it. You know what I'm saying? None of that matters. So you know what that means when you come at me and you tell me that, and that's the main point of your emphasis? God ain't with you, funky hoe. Now take that and smoke it. Go ahead, man. And I meant what I said, and I said what I meant.
It is the Ruach that quickens, the flesh profit nothing. The words that I speak unto you, they are Ruach in our life.
The words that I what?
Speak unto you.
The words that I what?
Speak unto you.
Why is that important? Because he said, you caused me to understand in writing by your hand upon me the works of this pattern. And he said that the son of Elohim came to give you an understanding, right? That you might know him that is true, that you are in him that is true. Even his son, Yahusha HaMashiach. This is the true Elohim and what? Eternal life. Because guess what? Your father in heaven ain't got, guess what he ain't got? He ain't got no flesh or no blood. You know why? John 4:20. You know what I'm saying? Aaron had mentioned to a dude what we were talking about the other day. He posted it, right? You know what I'm saying? And the dude missed the total point when he was like, if you think Yahusha came to show you a perfect way how to not to eat pork, and he made sure to capitalize not, then you misconstrue the point of the gospel. And the only thing that the people who responded to him could focus on was how nasty pork was and just don't eat it. This is how you know that people really don't pay attention to words. You seen something, you was triggered, and you responded off of that. That man had not any time even insinuated anything about eating pork. He literally, purposely, and intentionally, capitalized not to make sure that you can focus on what he was saying, and they all missed the point. Because people think that he literally came to perfectly show you how to do something that you already had that can't give you what, Civic? Life. Because eternal life is what you can't become. This man literally said by the Apostle Paul in Romans 9 that the children of the flesh are not counted for the seed, but the children of the promise. So that means you literally have to be born of the word. That means you have to believe every word that proceed out of the mouth of Elohim. Because what did he tell you in the law? He said, man don't live by bread alone, but by every word that proceed out of the mouth of Yahuwah. That's why he said the Ruach is what make alive. For the flesh profit nothing. So there's no gain that you're going to get boasted in your flesh in any shape, form, or fashion. And I said it once, and I'm going to say it again. If somebody tell you that anything carnal has to do with salvation and understanding God, they a liar, and the truth ain't in them, ain't no spirit in them, and they a devil straight from hell. And I tell it to your face, and your mammy face, and your daddy face, and your grand people too. Because you come from a bloodline of liars. Because this man said clearly, he gave you power to become sons of God, and it wasn't by blood, and it wasn't by the flesh, and it wasn't by man. It was a who civic? God. That means Elohim got to do it. That means your Abba in heaven had to do it. Your mom and daddy having courters and producing you can't make you that. That's why he said you must be what, civic? And he say, and that which is born of the flesh is flesh, and that which is born of the Ruach is Ruach. He say, don't be amazed when I tell you that you're going to have to be born again. John 4:20. He said, I told a woman yesterday, Jesus is enough, but no one is without spot or blemish or wrinkle. They don't want to hear that. Yeah, he's seeking those that want to be clean. Most people don't want to be clean. You want to know what most people want to do? You want to be right. But they don't want to be right with Yahuwah. They just want to be right. And they're going to find themselves on the left-hand side. You know what's on the left-hand side? The goats who going in the fire prepared for the devil and his angels. Now, why would you want to do that? You know what I'm saying? People say all type of stupid stuff, man. Man, you know, because when we be working, you know what I'm saying? Really, we just got Clubhouse on while we working. So you could just hear people say stuff and you be like, how are you this stupid? And this the thing. These not young people neither. These dudes my age. Some of them older and dumb. Because everybody assume everybody in their 20s. Man, these dudes be in their 40s, man. You know what I'm saying? Dudes just look young. But their mind is infantile. You know what that means? You look like a wordsmith. That nigga ain't no wordsmith. I thought this nigga was a rapper. Come here, man. I ain't got that on my phone. Say that's why you can't listen to Clubhouse. Nah, I'm cool with some of the people, but you know what I'm saying? Niggas be tripping. They help increase your vocabulary, I'll tell you that. John 4:4.
Say our fathers worshipped in this mountain, and you say that in Jerusalem is the place where men ought to worship.
What he said after
Yahusha
that?
said unto her, woman, believe me, the hour come, we shall neither in this mountain nor yet at Jerusalem worship the Abba.
What you gonna do then?
You worship, you know not what.
We know what.
We worship.
For
salvation is of the Yahudim.
And
the hour come, and now is when the true worshippers shall worship the Abba in Ruach and in truth. The Abba seeks such to worship him.
He seek what?
Such to worship him.
What does that mean to worship him in Ruach and in truth? What does that mean? What does that look like? What does that encapsulate? Well, I'll show you what it encapsulates on general principle, because I always don't need an excuse to go to Exodus 34:6 and Jeremiah 9:23. I don't need no excuse to go over there. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Yeah. I'm trying to tell you.
And Yahuwah passed by before him, proclaimed, Yahuwah Elohim, merciful and gracious.
What merciful and what?
And gracious.
See, that's serving him in what? Ruach and in truth.
Long suffering.
Ruach and in truth.
And abundant in goodness and truth.
Ruach and in truth.
Keeping mercy for thousands.
And showing.
Forgiving iniquities and transgressions and sins, and that will by no means clear the guilty, visiting the iniquity of the fathers.
Now Jeremiah 9:23. You know what another verse is for Ruach and in truth? When he said in Genesis 18, that was Exodus 34:6. We go on to Jeremiah 9:23. When he said in Genesis 18:19 or 18:18, he said, I know Abraham, that he'll do justice and judgment. You know what I'm saying? That he'll do Zadok and Mishpat. That's serving this man in Ruach and in truth. Serving him in the faithfulness of his spirit. It's not that difficult. It's only difficult when that's not what you want to do. Like you say, when you were talking to dude at the barbershop, man, that junk is a foreign concept to people because this ain't what most people want to do. So when you come and say, no, you know, you don't really got to live like that. You don't have to do X, Y, Z. No, we do got to do that. Now, of course, I'm not going to blame him per se. You can blame him, but I'm not going to blame him because he's only going to be a product of the individual who instructed him. You know what I'm saying? Now you hear the individual who instructed him, I sin every day, I repent every day. Nigga, what? How you gonna help somebody's soul when you ain't helped yourself? That means the word hasn't even profited you yet. So then there's no way that you could administer it to be a profit to anyone else, because it's not a profit to you. Then you read him a verse, oh, it's a process. That's when you on the road. The minute you heard the word and received the call, you got on the road. So are you just driving on the road aimlessly? Now, I'm not saying that to be disparaging. I'm saying that in the aspect of when you hear something like that, man, that's detrimental to your soul. Because this man, I don't know how big that man church is, but he got souls he's responsible for. And he telling these people, you know what? I do this every day. Like, yeah, at this point, my question would have been, what sins are you committing every day? That's what I would want to know. Don't come at me with, oh, my thoughts. I don't want to hear that. No, you said you sinning. Sinning is thoughts is not an action. You know what I'm saying? To sin, you got to do something. You know what I'm talking about? You got to actually go do something. What are you doing? And I don't say that to be like, oh, I'm going to tell you something, man. Anybody, I've told you this a million times, I'm going to say it again. Boy, you are a pathetic soul if you go on a sin hunting expedition. If you go looking for sin on somebody, you're pathetic. And you clearly are the devil. Because what does Revelation tell you the devil is? An accuser of the brethren. So you're a wicked bastard. Because Yahusha didn't walk around looking to accuse nobody. And then guess what? If something negative happened to somebody, and the first thing you scream is, oh, I know they sinning, you a wicked bastard, because now who you like Job friends. If you don't even got no evidence of them people doing nothing, and the first thing you scream is that happening to them because they be sinning, just know you are the devil. You probably finna go to hell too. And you know how we know this? Because Yahuwah straightened Job friends and said, I don't even fool with you niggas. Because he said, you ain't spoke the thing right like my servant Job did. You know what I'm saying? You know how wicked you got to be that you see somebody in type of tribulation or distress, and instead of having compassion for them, instead of being a help and a stay and a relief, a strong defense, you looking to find out the reason what they must have did for this to be happening to them? Well, you wicked as hell. You wicked as hell, man. Like something wrong with you, nigga. Man, that man told you in Ecclesiastes, time and chance happen to everybody. Something can happen to you and it ain't got nothing to do but it's time and chance. Because you got in a car accident, that means God was against you. Maybe the nigga behind you can't drive. I don't even think people think about that. Oh, you had to be sinning. Nigga broke in your house. Because a nigga a thief, I had to be sinning. But you know what the Lord said in John 8, right? He said, which one of you convinced me of a sin? And if not, why don't you believe me? Because that's what they were doing to him when they were talking to him. They were trying to, he said, well, go ahead and produce your evidence then. And if not, why you ain't listening to what I'm saying? He said, I know why you not listening. Because he that is of Elohim hears Elohim's words. He said, you hear them not because you not of God. Because if the word come in and you trying to find fault, you wicked as hell. Like you're not trying to find fault with the word. You're trying to find fault with that individual. And you know why? Because in your mind, that's going to cancel out the word they talking about. So that means you feel like, I ain't going to go to hell. I used to hear people like, don't tell me what the Bible say. Then I have to be accountable for it. I'm like, that's not what the book say. But you know, black people believe that. Like as long as you don't know it, you're not accountable for it. Now you going to hell, whether you know or not. Now I pause as I say this. I ask you, do you know where that's at in the book? Whether you know or not, you still going? I figured you might not know. That's why I asked him that. That's deep off in the game. You know what I'm saying? Get him Romans 2 real fast, though.
Homeboy was scrapping him. Like he didn't know that was a crime.
He was what?
He was breaking in the house and getting the metal underneath the house and all that.
Guess what? You think the law care if you know it's a crime or not? Guess where you going? To jail. Now let natural things be your judge. You can't go to the police and like, I didn't know murder was against the law. Well, you get ready to murder this time. You know what I'm talking about? That's what they're going to tell you. What the sign is something about ignorance is no excuse. Man, you can't go in no courtroom and be like, I didn't know. Guess what they should have told you? Guess what? A lot of people don't know this right here, right? Most people probably, I don't know, y'all was younger when this happened. Most of y'all. When Plaxico Burress shot himself in the leg in New York City, you know why he went to prison? No, his gun was legal in the state of Florida. His gun wasn't legal in New York. See, now if he went and got his gun legal in New York, he might have had a difference. But see, in New York, you can't take your gun out the house. Like New York got some of the strictest gun laws in America. See, that's really why he went to prison. His gun was legal. Now, you see, you have other states that recognize other states' gun licenses, but New York don't recognize nobody's gun license. Now, you can have a legal weapon, get stopped in New York. They don't care if you didn't know that it's not. He said, this one fact that we were talking about this. Cap say the only way you won't get jammed up in New York with a gun from another state is if you riding through. Like you cannot stop. You know what I'm saying? Like if you riding through there and they stop you, they're not gonna fool with you. But if you pulled over, you hanging out, you got it on your person, yeah, you going to jail with a 3-year minimum mandatory. Ain't nothing they can do, and it ain't gonna be no talking about you didn't know. No, that's 3-year minimum. That's how long Lil Wayne called. That's how long Ja Rule called. That's how long Plaxico Burress called. 3-year minimum mandatory. Now you can get 5, but you got to do 3. You know what I'm saying? And they do not play. He said you can't get a gun legal in New York unless you own a business and you need multiple signers to get a gun in New York. Yeah, I'm trying to tell you. Strict with it. And guess what? They're not going to care that, but my gun legal in Florida. Well, you should have stayed in Florida. That's what they're going to tell you. And you're going to jail. But I'm telling you something, man. See, I knew this when I was younger because we were criminals. If you're going to go any city, any state, more specifically to another state, You need to know the laws of the state that you're going in. We knew that, hey man, if we going to Georgia, if we going to Alabama, if we going here, that they laws ain't Florida laws. So I need to know the laws of where I'm going. Because you can't be screaming, oh, you can't do this to me. I remember seeing episodes of First 48 when them boys from New Orleans went to Houston and then they were murking niggas. Because in New Orleans, they got a law like if they don't bring charges with you in such and such amount of days, they got to let them go. Them boys used to get let go. And a couple of them officers in Houston told them, oh, this ain't New Orleans, cuz. You're not going home. Because ignorance of the law is no excuse. Doesn't matter. And Romans 2, verse 7, finna tell you the same thing.
Taste of them who by patient continuance and well-doing seek for esteem and honor and immortality, eternal life. But unto them that are contentious and do not obey the truth, but obey unrighteousness, indignation and wrath, tribulation and anguish upon every soul of man that do evil, of the Yahudim first and also of the Gentiles.
Whatever.
But esteem, honor, and shalom to every man that work good, to the Yahudim first and also to the Gentiles.
Whatever.
For there is no respect of persons with Elohim.
Whatever.
For as many as have sinned without law,
as many as have what?
Sinned without law,
shall
also perish without law.
Many have sinned without
law,
shall
also perish without law.
Many that have sinned without
law
shall perish
without law.
Now, where you find that at in the law? Who that happened to? Come on, little Johnny. Who that happened to?
All the people that
yeah, the Canaanites. He literally said in the law, hey, the Canaanites was around there messing with boys. The Canaanites was around here sacrificing children to Molech. He said, yeah, you're not going to do that. He said, and I took them out for the abominations that they committed. They perished, they sinned without the law, and they died without the law. So, talking about you got to have the law to get, no, it don't say that. Go ahead, sis.
He's saying, as many as have sinned,
hey, stop talking.
As many as have sinned in the law shall be judged by the law.
Many as what?
Have sinned in the law shall be judged by the law.
And if you got the word and you didn't do according to the word, then he gonna judge you according to the word that you knew that you didn't obey. Come on back to John 4 where you was at. You went 4 and 24. Very, very simple, man. So it don't make no sense if you hearing the word and you getting understanding, why wouldn't you do it? That's crazy. But I've always, when I first got in the word, man, when I used to be in the street, you know what I'm saying, move and work, I used to hear people say that all the time. Don't tell me this here, man, because then I'll be responsible for it. And I'm like, where y'all getting that from? I'm like, is these nigga tales? And I ascertained after a while them had to be nigga wives tales, because probably so many people done told them, you know, God won't hold you accountable if you don't know. And then you hear that so much it get repeated, you believe that that's really how that works. That's not how that works. Go ahead.
Say Elohim is a Ruach, and they that worship him must worship him in Ruach and in truth.
Go ahead.
The woman said unto him, I know that.
He said Elohim is a Ruach, and everyone that worship him must worship him in what?
Ruach and in truth.
If you ain't worshiping him in the spirit of faithfulness, what good are you? Jeremiah 9 and 23. To go along with the Exodus 34 and 6 that we read the 4 times. What happened?
Let's say if Yahuwah, let not the wise man esteem in his wisdom, neither let the mighty man esteem in his might.
Let him esteem in what?
Let not the rich man esteem in his riches, but let him that esteem in this, that he understand and know me.
That he understand in what?
And know me.
He said that he calls me to understand by in writing by his hand upon me all the works of this pattern. Listen, right? We're just talking about this here, you know. Wisdom is the skill, but understanding is the insight into the knowledge and skill. Without understanding of the knowledge and the understanding of why you need to perform certain skills, the skill and the information is just fruitless. You know what I'm saying? I was just telling Jimmy, right? You know, this is how my people raised me. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know how to do something, ask for help. You know what I'm saying? But you know what most people are told? Figure it out. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. You know what I'm saying? You know why? It's inefficient. Because not only are you going to waste time, you're probably going to waste money. You're going to waste energy. You're probably going to frustrate yourself. Once you get frustrated, you're probably going to make more of a mess. You know what I'm saying? When you really could have just found somebody to take you by the hand and give you understanding so you know why you're doing what you're doing and to do it properly. I only say that because we live in a society that tell people that you shouldn't ask for help or make you feel lesser because you ask for help. That's retarded. You know what happens when you ask for help? You get further faster. Instead of wasting time in your pride, I'm going to figure it out. Some things you have to figure it out, but that's usually personal. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't get up under a car and figure out how to change oil. You ain't never did it before. You ain't have no point of reference. I'm talking about if you have no point of reference. Not, oh, you could Google it and look at it. I'm talking about no point of reference. That's the purpose of having instructors in life, period. In anything. You know what I'm saying? I only say that because black people are the only people that feel like they don't need instructors. I'll just figure it out. And you know what usually ends up happening? Niggas be dead, niggas go to jail. And when I say dead, I ain't talking about getting kids dead in the streets. I'm talking about doing things that don't be beneficial to your life. Now you got the internet now, so you have more access to information. That makes people even more reticent to ask for help. They feel like I can just Google it instead of leaning on somebody's years of experience. If they're proficient in something. You know what I'm saying? Because if they're not proficient, then it doesn't really matter to lean on their skills. I'm talking about if they're proficient in the area. You know what I'm saying? If you know they're proficient, you know how much time you can cut off to get from point A to point B faster? See, I prefer efficiency, to do the most work in the least amount of time with the least amount of energy expended. You know what I'm saying? That's why I never understood the thought process. You know, I get it because they like, sports is competition. You know, I told you before, why you got to get the best players to play with you. Why would you want to take the hardest route possible? And you don't have to. You still working and grinding to get niggas that like because you got a whole bunch of good players on your team that the championship gonna fall in your lap. You still got to get out there and work. You still got to go out there and work. You still got to go out there and execute. Just because you have talent doesn't mean you're gonna have proper execution. Doesn't mean you're gonna have proper focus. Doesn't mean you're gonna have proper discipline. You just have the abilities that are above your competition. But if you don't work according to how your competition is going to work, you're still going to lose. Because talent alone is not enough. I just don't understand why black folks feel like the hardest route is the route to take. If you can avoid it, avoid it. You know what I'm saying? And some things now what I'm talking about is some things is going to have a difficult road by nature. But I'm talking about literally like struggle on your own. For what? And for why? If you could give your son a leg up, you mean to tell me you'd rather sit there and watch him struggle than to give him a leg up so he can skip certain areas and get straight to the point? No, he need to start from nothing like I did. You selfish bastard. Somebody ought to find a big bottle of wine and bust you upside the head with it. You know what I'm saying? Because that's crazy as hell. Like, why would you want him to start from scratch when he could just take over what you got if you are able to accrue something for him to take over? Like, that doesn't even make no sense. This ain't about no generational wealth stuff like that. Just period. Why do you want life to be hard if it don't have to be? That's not a badge of honor because you took it. That just sounds stupid. I never understood it all my days. I never understood it. Like, I would prefer to take an easier route if possible, or at least more efficient. It ain't necessarily got to be easy, but at least more efficient. Because like I said, anything that you put your hand to do is going to have some type of adversity or tribulation attached to it. You know what I'm saying? Just because you got a leg up don't mean there ain't going to be no adversity. See, that's what people get the game twisted at. So what your people left you $1 million? That don't mean your life finna just be smooth because your people left you $1 million or they left you a business. You still going to have adversity that you're going to have to navigate. But it's better to start off with $1 million than to start off with debt. Because there's a lot of things he ain't going to have to go through. Go ahead. And that's if possible. Now, this might not be possible because, like I said, I'll just listen to this here because I shared the article the other day and people say, man, the American dream going to cost you $5 million now. Well, they said the American dream is the ability to buy a home, pay for a wedding, retire, health care, take 2 children, raise them to 18, and send them to college. That's what they mean by that. Then people say now to raise a child from 18 years old and send them to a 4-year university is going to cost you $1 million. And I think they say healthcare might cost you $414,000, and that you're probably going to need $1 to $2 million to retire on. Probably more now. Guess what that means? Ain't nobody going to be able to retire for real. Because you think a whole bunch of people going to have $2, $3, $4, $5 million sitting on to spend the last years of their life on? We all know that ain't true. That's what I mean when I be telling you that people in America can talk that talk. Man, everybody broke. You know what I'm saying? Because ain't nowhere in the world you're going to tell me everybody in America going to have $5 million to retire. For real, bro. Most people probably going to have a difficult time grossing $1 million in their lifetime. Much less have $2, $3 million to retire with. But $5 million, come on, man. The average home price is $400,000. Just like this nigga was talking about, right? And say if you buy if you buy a house for 30 years and your mortgage payment is $2,000, you're gonna pay $720,000 for this house. Now, yeah, your equity gonna go up over time, but that ain't what you paid. You definitely gonna pay twice as much as what you paid for the house. That's a racket. And they know it's a racket. Now, I ain't saying it's a racket that's a negative. We talking about how the generations who come before us, we gonna have less than them. You know what I'm saying? And it seems that that's by design. You know what I'm saying? We gonna have less than them. I think more our generation gonna spend more. Like you say, you spending for experiences, but you're gonna be spending for them for the rest of your life. As long as you cool with that. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of people don't really pay attention to that's what you actually doing. You're going to be working for the rest of your life. You're going to work till you die. Go ahead. And not because you have to, because you want to, because you have to. Some people work till they die because they want to. Yeah. Most of us are going to work till we die because we have to. Go ahead.
So, but let him that esteem in this, that he understand and know me, that I am Yahuwah, which exercise loving kindness, judgment, and righteousness in the arrest. From these things I delight, saith Yahuwah.
That's worshiping him in Ruach and in truth. What he say he take pleasure in? Loving kindness, righteousness, and judgment. But these are not the things that most people are concerned with, now are they? Said. Let's return to 1 Chronicles 28 and 20. We were going to get to the workmanship. That's what I want.
And David said to Solomon his son, be strong and of good courage, and do it. Fear not, nor be dismayed.
Hey! Y'all ain't got nothing to discuss. It seems like instead of just governing yourselves, that you desire some form of stern and stiff consequences. Because clearly you don't have any desire to be obedient. So consequences must be rendered for you to understand ain't nobody playing with you. Go ahead.
David said to Solomon his son, be strong and of good courage, and do. Fear not, nor be dismayed, for Yahuwah Elohim, even my Elohim, will be with you. He will not fail you nor forsake you until you have finished all the work for the service of the house of Yahuwah.
Listen what he said. He said, be strong and of good courage, and do what?
Fear not, nor be dismayed. For Yahuwah Elohim, even my Elohim, will be with you. He will not fail you nor forsake you until you have finished all the work for the service of the house of Yahuwah.
Pause. Can any of you think of anything where you can line that up with his testimony? He said, be of good courage. Don't be feared nor dismayed, for Yahuwah is with you. He will not fail you nor abandon you until you have finished all the work for the service of the house. You got something for that, Sid?
He was on a stake and he said, it's finished.
Oh, no, come on, cuz. That's not sufficient. If you would have turned that in, I'd have gave you that paper back. I'd have put a big old eye on it. This incomplete. He laughing because he done got 7 incompletes. I don't know how you get 7 incompletes on one paper, but he managed to do it.
Turns out that you get a 0.
Shoot. Incomplete worse than a 0. This ain't been accepted. You just got a blank.
Incomplete means they give you a chance to get it back.
But see, this is the thing. Y'all ain't gonna turn it back in. You gonna hope I forget. I ain't forgot.
It came to my mind because dealing with the building of the house with Peter, with the conversation he had with Peter. I'm saying, Peter, my shoe thing said upon the rock.
Oh no, you too far ahead. And you know what y'all skipping over? He said, "Fear not, don't be dismayed. He'll be with you." See, come over here to John 17:1 real quick, right?
That's what made me think of when you told you be strengthened, convert the word.
Yeah, but that's not about Peter though. You got to look at Peter wasn't commissioned that he won't fail you or forsake you until you finish the house.
We use the Old Testament.
Oh no, you got to relate that to the gospel.
Said these words spake Yahusha and lifted up his eyes to Shamahim and said,
What he said?
The hour is come, esteem your son, that your son also may esteem you.
Listen what he said.
As you have given him power over all flesh, that he should give eternal life to as many as you have given him.
Listen.
And this is life eternal, that you may know you, the only true Elohim, the Yahusha HaMashiach, whom
Listen.
you have sent. I have esteemed you on the Arats,
And
finished the work. Which you
I've
gave me
done
to
what?
do. Finished the work which you gave me to do.
Now go back to John 2, right? Verse 17.
And his disciples remember that it was written, the zeal of your house have
Back
eaten
it
me
up
up.
to 14.
And found in the temple those that sold oxen and sheep and doves and the changers of money sitting. When he had made a scourge of small cords, he drove them out of the temple and the sheep and the oxen and poured out the changers' money and overthrew the tables. And said unto them that sold doves, take these things hence, make not my Abba's house a house of merchandise.
Come on.
And the disciples remembered that it was written, the zeal of your house have eaten me up. Then answered the Yahudim and said unto him, what sign show you unto us, saying that you do these things?
Come on.
Yahushua answered and said unto them, destroy this temple, and in 3 days I will raise it up. Then said the Yahudim, 46 years was the temple in building, and will you rear it up in 3 days? But he spake of the temple of his body.
He spake of the temple of his what?
Of his body.
Now listen, right? He said, I will not fail you nor forsake you till you have what? Finish the work for the service of the house of Yahuwah. Now I want you to do me a favor. I want you to go to the word service in that particular verse 20. And I want you to give them the definition of the word service. And the word also.
That is avodah. That is a work of any kind, an act, a labor, ministry, office.
Now see, he mentioned it's finished, but you got to give more context than that. Y'all have to remember, if something is to be explained, just an answer in and of itself is not going to be sufficient without the what? The understanding. I could say it's finished, but if there's no understanding, that information is going to be what? Useless for me. Mean by that? How does that relate? I mention this here because if you're going to answer something, you never want to answer a question that will minister more questions, unless it's questions for insight. You want to be able to make sure that when you give an answer, that the answer is thought out and detailed enough to where if there would be any questions that would arise, that you would have already satisfied them with your answer. Have you ever mentioned something to somebody and they was like, you know what, I had questions, but you answered them when you explained it to me. I didn't have to ask them. Now, I'm only mentioning that because at least this is just my point of view when you laying information. You want to be as thorough and detailed as possible at all times. Now, does every situation and circumstance going to dictate that you can give a well thought out, detailed answer? No, not necessarily. You know what I'm saying? But ideally, irregardless of subject matter, you know what I'm saying? You want to be as detailed as possible because you want to make sure that what you're conveying is crystal clear to the hearer so that they fully understand what they are hearing, so that they can actually take that information and utilize it to where it's a benefit to them. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to never get caught up in the habit of just answering a question, because anyone can answer a question. You know what I'm saying? I have the ability that I can impart understanding so that the answer is useful to the hearer. Because 9 times out of 10, when somebody's asking a question, depending on what they're asking the question about, they want to be able to take that information and make it useful for them. You know what I'm saying? The same way, somebody asks you a question about something in the gym, you have to give them an answer because, hey, I'm not asking you about how to do a barbell row just to say, yeah, just grab the bar and do this. How is that going to be beneficial? Because anybody can pick up a bar and do this. But can I do it with the proper form and the proper contraction and all that? I need more information if this is actually going to be useful. Because anybody can move some weight. You ever heard Kai Green say that? You know that? That nigga kind of gay though. Nah, nigga big as hell now. You know what I'm saying? Nigga never won an Olympia. You know what I'm talking about? Boy, that nigga that's sweet. I don't know if he ever came out and said he was gay. But shoot, he gay adjacent, I can tell you that. But I say that because he said somebody came in there too. I think this nigga was bench pressing. Incline bench pressing 405 for reps. You understand? But somebody would tell him, he said, hey, I'm not a weightlifter. He said, anybody can come in here and move weight. He said, I'm a bodybuilder. So then he explained to him what he meant by that. And the purpose of it, I'm here for the contraction, to be able to get the muscle to do X, Y, Z. Because a lot of people go in the gym and they're just weightlifting. They just want to move a lot of weight. But is it useful for them? Because anybody can go move some weight. You know what I'm saying? I be seeing niggas in there squatting all the time, a lot of weight on the bar. That boy ain't sat down in the chair. I ain't talking about that his glutes got to touch the ground. You ain't even parallel like you finna sit in a chair. Well, that's a quarter squat. Well, your quads ain't caught nothing. Because nobody won't tell them, hey, man, take 90 pounds off of that. Perfect your form, and then, work your way to that. Because, boy, your legs ain't finna get big. I seen dudes get mad at a picture of some dude. That cooler dude, he said, I seen he skip a lot of things. And leg day's definitely in the mix. They told me, why y'all picking on the man's legs? The man did have chicken legs. I just seen a dude in the gym like that the other day. But this dude was jacked. Boy, that nigga leg was like this. That jump was scary. That jump looked like toothpicks.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? For real. You know what I'm saying? That nigga leg was like. And the worst crazy part, when I seen him in there, he was doing leg press. I said, shoot, you need to do them about 6 days a week. I was in prison. My dog was like that with them toothpick legs, man. Like this here walking around here, man. I said, boy, a good wind come, boy, you going down. So come on, right? So let's work this here that how he will not fail or forsake you. So let's go to Luke 22, right? Y'all know what it reads. We'll get to Leviticus 23 shortly. But we got time. We ain't even hit an hour yet. And give me verse 33? Luke 22 and 33.
And he said unto him, Lord, I am ready to go with you, both into prison and to death.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, I tell you, Peter, the cock shall not crow this day. Before that, you shall thrice deny that you know me. And he said unto them, when I sent you without purse and scrip and shoes, lacked you anything? And they said, nothing. Then said he unto them, but now he that have a purse, let him take it, and likewise his scrip, and he that have no sword, let him sell his garment and buy one.
Mm-hmm.
For I say unto you that this that is written must yet be accomplished in me, and he was reckoned among the transgressors, for the things concerning me have an end. And they said, Lord, behold, here are 2 swords. And he said unto them, it is enough.
We're a little high up, but we'll get to it.
And he came out and went, as he was wont, to the Mount of Olives, and his disciples also followed him. He was at the place, he said unto them, pray that you enter not into temptation. And he was withdrawn from them about a stone's cast, and kneeled down and prayed, saying, Abba, if you be willing, remove this cup from me. Mm-hmm. Nevertheless, not my will, but yours be done.
What else?
And there appeared a Malachim unto him from Shamaim, strengthening him.
Notice what he said. He will not forsake you nor fail you till you finish the work. Now, we read John when he said, hey, I finished the work that you gave me to do. Now, when he was on the stake, what did he scream? My Elohim, why have you forsaken me? Then he said it because he didn't forsake him till the work was done. To the service of the house of Yahuwah. How did he perform the service is the question. The service was performed in the things that you see, which are the fruits of the Spirit. But let's take a look at it in another aspect. Come over here to this epistle of Timothy. See what's I think it's 2 Timothy, but let me make sure. 1 Timothy, 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 24. Matter of fact, make it 22. You did 22. This is 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 22. Come on with it.
Flee also youthful lust, but follow righteousness, faith, love, shalom.
With them like what?
Call on the Lord out of a pure heart.
So when you look at how did he perform the service, not only when he said, hey, I'm going to sacrifice myself, you know what I'm saying? But he also did this by what? The very things that we read in Jeremiah 9 and 23, by righteousness, faith, and love, and shalom. This is how he performed service to the house. How did he do that in righteousness? By showing forth the manifestation of faith. Obviously, also with the righteousness like we read about with the Sabbath. How he healed the woman. You know what I'm saying? And of course, the love, that can go on for days. But let's continue. But foolish and what?
Unlearned questions avoid, knowing that they do gender strife.
Now, this is something that I done did this since I've been in the Word, boy. And some of y'all done said, man, I'm not answering that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I done been on Clubhouse with dudes from time to time. Dude ask me a question, but I'm not answering that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know why you answering me that? That's a stupid question. You know what I'm talking about? You know why you asking it. I'm not dignifying that with a response. And I'm telling you this because a lot of people don't know how to deal with that because most people do not have the mental, emotional, and spiritual maturity to not engage in asinine and idiotic conversations just because this jackass wants you to. You know what I'm saying? Because this jackass want to argue. And when you don't take that invitation, they get upset. Now, most of y'all probably ain't dealt with no crazy woman. You know what I'm talking about? You done dealt with a crazy woman? Yeah, you look like you got the scars from this. I know you done had dealt with a crazy woman. You know what I'm saying? You done had you a crazy woman? She look like she beat you up, too. Now, when I say that, meaning that this is the type of woman who's trying to provoke a response from you and then gets extremely upset when you don't participate. You know what I'm saying? They think it's something wrong with you because you don't want to participate. Because you already know that what you asked me, what you doing, or what you saying was for the explicit purpose of trying to gender strife. Now, some of y'all might have been the contentious person and not the one. You might have been the one around here trying to provoke this woman to an argument and this, that, damn, the third. You know what I'm saying? That's a mental, you know what I'm saying? That's a mental issue. You need to seek help. And you need to seek help if you know this person is doing this and you participate. Because most people don't know how to not participate in that. You can't bait me in no argument with you. You know how many niggas I told, like, bro, I'm good, bro. I don't want to talk. Oh, so you running? Cause shoot, I call me Carl Lewis then. Amen. Oh, you scared? Shoot. Call me the kid under the bed trying to hide from the monster in the closet. Then I'll be all that. And you know the reason why? You know why I say that there? Because what you got to say about me ain't gonna make me engage with you. You coming with that low class reverse psychology, man? You better get the hell on. How many of y'all done had somebody try to hit you with elementary reverse psychology to try to get you to argue with? I just showed you a comment. Nigga said that jump. What it said? You won't talk to me, so don't. You call me what you want. You know what you ain't gonna call me? Late for dinner. You know what I'm talking about? You can call me whatever you want. Just don't call me late for dinner. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, I'm telling you, that's for your own peace. Do all that there, man. Read again what he said, but foolish and what?
Unlearned questions, avoid.
Run to him.
Run, avoid.
Answer him.
Avoid.
Participate in conversation.
Avoid.
Why?
They do gender strife.
He's telling you, you know this because you know this is going to cause contention. So the only reason why you will participate is because you like what, Civic? Contention. When you don't like contention, guess what you're not going to do? I ain't entertaining that. Say many times, yet they failed. Yeah, I'm not entertaining that. It ain't hard. I'm not entertaining that. I ain't participating in that. Most people not used to that because most people like to entertain folly. You know what I'm saying? Most people like to argue. You know what I'm saying? And all that there, man. See, I was just standing mentioning this other day. I was telling them, remember I told you about the man eater? You know the song, right? You know the song. You don't know Hall & Oates? Whoa, here she come. You know the song. Watch out, boy, she'll chew you up. You know what a man eater is? She looking like, nigga, I don't know that song, nigga. You know that song, Dora? Get out. If you don't know the original, nigga, we don't care nothing about that half-white woman, whatever the hell she is. No. You got to hear Hall & Oates. No, Hall & Oates better, because she probably ain't.
She old, boy.
Huh?
She old.
Damn.
I ain't hear that name.
No, but the song, a man eater is a woman who explicitly seeks to destroy a man financially, mentally, or emotionally. You know what I'm saying? This is her objective. This is what she's out to do. Hold on. That was something else I was looking at. What is it? Oh, I forgot about that basketball league that was before the WNBA. There's a YouTube channel called Secret Base. Be talking about sports stuff. I watch it. You know about it, Tim? Yeah. They had a video talking about the MVP switch leagues. So the ABL started before the WNBA started and were paying them women more money. But it folded. And they just were talking about Nikki McCray. Y'all probably don't know who that is. Played at Tennessee baller. You know what I'm saying? Part of that 96 Olympic team when the women went over there and stopped mud holes in the women. You know what I'm saying? But that's a colloquial term for a woman who uses her charm and allure to attract many men into romantic or sexual relationships with no intention of lasting commitment or for the purpose of harming them emotionally and financially. Also known as a femme fatale. You may, y'all probably heard that. Y'all don't be around white people. Yeah, most women think they're a man eater, but they're not. You're just dealing with tricks. You know what I'm saying? But another word to use is a succubus. You familiar with a succubus? Now, succubus is not a real person. A succubus is a mythological creature from Greek mythology, if my memory serves me correctly. But they're drainers of energy. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm mentioning that because when you look at, you have spiritual man eaters and spiritual succubuses, where people who are in the word, but they really objective is to try to drain you and to destroy you. Now you have people who their whole objective is to draw you into situations and circumstances for your own destruction. And you can't help participate in your own destruction if you can identify the folly that this individual is on. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's, a man eater coming to destroy you. Well, she trying to leave you destitute. You know what I'm saying? She trying to drain you of your manhood, your wealth, whatever you got. She trying to leave you as a shell of yourself, balled up in the corner in the fetal position, shaking. But spiritually, you got people who own that. This is why Paul giving you this type of game, and the book of Proverbs give you that same type of game. Don't answer a fool according to his folly. You know what I'm saying? Cast out the scorner and the strife shall cease. Like, this is where Paul is pulling this stuff from now. You know what I'm saying? It's not like he's just making this up out of nowhere. Book of Proverbs giving you all that game on. You have to avoid that type of stuff because it's not going to destroy them. It's going to destroy you. Because when you engage with an individual on that, how you losing when this is what this person wanted to do in the first place? Nigga who want to argue all the time? Listen, man, I see that junk on here all the time. Dudes can't even have conversation about no word. It has to descend into a debate. It has to descend into a battle. There's something mentally wrong with you. That you can't have an adult conversation with different points of views that don't descend in some type of contention and skirmish. And I'm too old. I ain't participating in it. Amen, man. Shalom, man. What's good with you, brother? Would you say Hall & Oates song man eater can refer to a seductive but dangerous woman who preys on others for the ruthless and corrupt nature of the city of New York itself? So it was the underlying message is the city of New York, and I could go for that. You know what I'm saying? Because New York will chew you up and spit you out. Come on with it, man. Where we at, man?
We go to 2 Timothy.
Yes, sir. Oh, no, keep on going. Read verse 23 again. I just want to explain that to you, man. You want to avoid people who want to argue. Again, like I said, I mentioned the verses in Proverbs. Cast out the scorner, and the strife shall cease. That's why he cast out the devil. You cast out the devil, then the strife don't stop. Does he tell you the Ruach war against the flesh, right? Cast that out. The contention will stop. You know what I'm saying? You can abide in the peace of God. Does that mean that you won't have to battle the flesh? Of course not. But it won't be no fight like that when we talk about his fourth is contention. Because when you carnal and you trying to walk in the Ruach, it's going to be some major contention. You know what I'm saying? It's different when you done overcome the world. The flesh is there, but you can push it down with the word. It's not, the contention is not as strong. But before that contention is strong. Because the flesh wants to seek to appease itself, satiate itself, if you will, to do anything that brings it pleasure. You know what I'm talking about? And you got to look at all that stuff, man. It's kind of like this here, right? You know the saying, you can't out-train a bad diet. Because most people think, well, I can just sin and keep reading the word and showing up. That's like trying to out-train a bad diet. You know what I'm saying? The only difference is your diet is your lust or your flesh or whatever it is that you indulging in. You can't out-train that. You can't out-study that. Yeah, that's not how that works. You actually have to do what? Be what? Put that hot dog down. You know what I'm saying? That's what 50 Cent told me. Miss Elliott, put that hot dog down. You gotta put them hot dogs down, man. Put that glizzy down, man. You don't need 60. You didn't need that cake. Fat Joe just took Ozempic and said, bump.
He's a
Cereal glizzy eater. You should have heard Triple H talking about hot dogs. The white dude asked Triple H, you eat hot dog? He said, hey, man, if you like a-holes and lips, that's your business. Well, he really said that and kept repeating it, too. You know what I'm saying? Because he asked him to rank 5 foods starting with the letter H, but I'm not going to tell you what foods they are. You just got to rank them. So I think it was hot dogs, halibut, some other stuff I can't remember. But hot dogs was the first thing, dude. He said 5 off the top. He said, that's the worst thing, 5. He said, if you like a-holes and lips, that's your business. You know what I'm saying? And then he said something. He said, well, if you live that long, like he let him know, like, nigga, you gonna die if you keep eating that. You know what I'm saying? He ain't lying, though. Ain't nothing helping about no glizzy. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter if it's a hot dog glizzy, a sausage glizzy, a bacon glizzy. Ain't nothing healthy about it. I ain't never cared for bacon. So. Yeah, you look like you like to boil yours in water. He look like he like to go over there and sniff old hot dog water. Johnny definitely looked like the type when he was a young man living on his own, leave pots of old hot dog water on the stove for days.
But it wasn't left.
But it was left. Yeah, so days ain't out the question.
You pour it out at the end of the night. Like the house come back.
Man, you supposed to pour that out when you were done with it.
Moving fast, though.
That boy look like he put the hot dog in the microwave, watch them explode.
That's crazy work. Crazy work.
Hey,
that's all you. That sounds like your childhood.
I sound like a nigga who didn't like hot dogs. Yeah, that wasn't nothing. I was like, oh, we having hot dogs today? Nigga like, damn hot dog. Nigga, we had to eat beanie weenies, nigga. That junk wasn't hidden. Nigga, that's what they were called, nigga. You talking about crazy.
Get your fiber, man.
Fiber? Man, you eating beanie weenies, nigga, you poke.
You learn to love that meaning.
Yeah, you know, the first time you have them, you be like, yeah. And after a while, you like, we eat these a lot. You got no money. No, they don't even make sloppy joes. What? It was 3 things we'll eat, man. Sloppy joes, beanie weenies, And hamburger helper. Oh, that junk killing you. Get my damn child no damn hamburger. Wonder why your blood pressure high. You know what I'm saying? Wonder why you got cancer in your gut.
Eating spam. I got $2.
Well, boy, I mean, my granddaddy coming there with that spam, man, I'd be like, God damn. Man, Jimmy still eat Vienna sausages. Man, that nigga pop that can open, that joint so stink, man. Man, them Vienna stink, boy. Them things stink, boy. You hear me? Every time he opened the can, I'd be like, come on, blood. That joint smell horrible. Yeah, my granddaddy loved to eat spam. I think that was the military. I forget what spam stand for, man. No, I think it referred to like what animal it was, and I think it's stuff mixed with pork. Crazy part is I think they still sell spam. When you eat spam, man, just go ahead and call it a day, man. You gonna die. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about, boy, you gonna die. Yeah, give thanks to the Lord for the word, boy. And you ain't got to worry about it, cause boy, if you eat spam, boy, you ain't got no money. Ain't no nigga with some money voluntarily going down the aisle and say, you know what, spam sounds all right. Yeah, them niggas savages too. Them niggas don't count. Niggas living in the woods and something.
Take the spam. There you go.
That's what it is. Spam sounds. Heart all messed up. You walk around here at 8 years old with gout. You know what I'm talking about? Come on, I ain't want none of that. No, I ain't like that either. Nigga come in here, you gonna give me a sandwich with some lettuce and some tomato and some. Nigga ain't nothing on the damn sandwich. That ain't no sandwich, nigga. That's bread. You gave me toasted bread with lettuce and thought you was gonna clean it up because you put some bacon on it.
Like a BLT.
I don't like bacon. Yeah, I don't like bacon. So there's that. Come on.
What's so exciting about that?
Hey, Johnny, remember when the wasabi and dude Brandon, like, if you throw that beat on the floor, I'm gonna catch it.
That boy said you throw that beat on the floor, you gonna catch it.
I know it. Y'all videotape. Man, ain't no man throwing nothing in my mouth. Come on, man. That's something I can't do. As a man, I don't even feel right with that. Then they be spraying that stuff in people's mouth. And if you my old lady and you let him come over there and do that, just know you got to call an Uber or walk. Because you won't get in this car. Because at that point, I know I definitely brought a whore in here. Gotta have self-respect, man. Gotta have self-respect.
Enjoying the show.
Nah. Because I'm gonna feel sized as a man that you felt like you could throw food in my mouth. I did, and I like to eat my food off my plate.
He like the catches.
That's just me. I would have felt disrespectful.
What's wrong with him, man?
It is disrespectful. It might be not disrespectful to you. That's disrespectful to me. Sit down. See, that's how that sounds. They're trying to play with me.
You gotta look around and you gotta make your daddy in there with your daddy will be.
I'm a grown man. I don't need nobody. For me, that's performative like I'm some type of pet. I'm not an animal. Don't disrespect me, bud. You ain't finna be catch this food in your mouth. It ain't even about on no homo stuff. I just take that as disrespectful. Yeah, I'm not no show dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, what you on, man? You better take that junk back to Japan, nigga.
Y'all play fish.
No, you take that back to Japan, bro. I don't play them type of games. I'm grown. You know what I'm saying? Do that with your mama. Then you want to spray liquid in my mouth? Like, come on, bro. What you want? Come on, man. That's crazy.
Oh, I gotta look something.
I ain't on that. That's disrespect. Come on.
To the foolish and unlearned questions avoid, knowing that they do gender stripes. And the servant of the Lord must not strive, but be gentle unto all, apt to teach, patience,
That's skill.
and meekness, instructing those that oppose themselves. If Elohim peradventure will give them repentance to the acknowledging of the truth.
This is how he performed the work of the service, along with, this is my blood, take, eat, this is my body. You know what I'm saying? This is how he actually performed that work of the service, and he did not fail him or forsake him until that work was finished. Come on back and read that in Chronicles one more time. There's some stuff, man. Just like Hall of Notes said, I can't go for that. No can do. I can't go for that. To each their own, man. Absolutely. That's unequivocally and without question. Read verse 20 one more time, 1 Chronicles 28. Peace, Joseph, man. We'll come back to 21. Let me go ahead and get into Leviticus 23.
Say, David said to Solomon his son, be strong and of good courage, and do fear not, nor be dismayed, for Yahuwah Elohim, my Elohim, will be with you.
Hey, boy, hey, sit your behind down somewhere, man. Boy, don't try to hide, boy. Sit somewhere and sit down, man. Read it again.
And David said to Solomon his son, be strong and of good courage, and do fear not, nor be dismayed, for Yahuwah Elohim, my Elohim, will be with you. He will not fail you nor forsake you until you have finished all the work for the service of the house of Yahuwah.
And he didn't leave until he finished the work. Once the work was finished, it was what it was. But Emma picked Leviticus 23 and 1. So let's go around that for that. This would be Swift's feast time anyway. Well, for the winter feast, I should say. You can pick it up at 23 and 1. It's a lot of procedure. Hey, boy, I said sit down, man. This ain't no damn basketball court. Joseph.
Hey, bro.
Leviticus 23 and 1.
Yahuwah spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto the children of Yasharon, and say unto them, concerning the feast of Yahuwah, which you shall proclaim to be Kadash convocations, even these are my feasts.
Tell them what feast mean by definition. Because it don't mean what the average person think it means.
That's Moadah.
This is an appointed time. Any other definition?
That's an appointment that is a fixed time or season, specifically a festival, conventionally a year, an assembly, technically the congregation, by extension the place of a meeting, also a season, appointed sign, appointed time, appointed place, solemn assembly.
This is an appointed time, a sign, a place. You understand? This is an appointed time or a festival. Now let me give you the English definition of festival. Because I don't believe festival is in Hebrew. This is a day or period of celebration, typically a religious commemoration. This is a special time and event where people gather together to celebrate something. You understand? Now, of course, festival, another word is fest, carnival, fiesta, festivity, celebration, so on and so forth. So the Sabbath is a fixed time. That's why people be tripping me out when they be like, oh, the Sabbath changed from month to month. Did it not say that a Moedim is a fixed time? Read that definition again. Moedim is a what?
Got an appointment, a fixed time or season, specifically a festival.
A fixed time or season. So now we need to establish what is the Hebrew word for season. You can go to Exodus 13 and 10 for the well, I got it right here for this Hebrew word for season. And you know what you're gonna get? Moed again. which is what? An appointed time. So season just literally means this is an appointed time. So this is what I want you to do. I want you to go to Genesis 2:1, and you can just see. Now, people going to argue when the 7th day is. I don't really care to have that conversation. What I'm talking about is when you're really dealing with more so of a lunar Sabbath, because they saying that 7th day changes as the month changes. That means it's not a fixed time. When something's fixed, guess what that means? It don't change. It don't move. It's the same time. That's why it's fixed. You know what I'm saying? Like when you look at, say, Easter, for example, that's not a fixed time because every year it's at a different time. You know what I'm saying? But say you take Christmas, for instance, or Thanksgiving, or Memorial Day, or 4th of July, that's fixed. You know, every 25th of December, no matter what day it falls on, that is Christmas. You know what I'm saying? With Thanksgiving, it's kind of fixed because, you know, they say it's the third Thursday in November. But nevertheless, even with it being the third, and I'm just using time period that people know. Even it would be in the third Thursday, you know that time is what? Fixed. The 4th of July is the 4th of July. No, because with a lunar Sabbath calculation, if you're unfamiliar with that type of calculation, this is what they do. When the month changes, they say you got to go 7 days from the first day of that new month, and then that's your Sabbath. So say in September, your Sabbath is on Wednesday. When the month changed, because for them, I guess, weeks just don't keep on going. They stop when the month stops. Now, I don't even know how you get to that level of calculation of time because a week doesn't stop because a month changes. So then if your Sabbath on the lunar calendar was on Tuesday in September, now it's on Friday in October, and it could be on Wednesday in November. That's how they do it. But that's not a fixed time. You know why he said a fixed time? Why do you think he said fixed time, Simon? Why do you believe he did that? No confusion. You'll know exactly when it is. You won't have to guess. Just like when a lot of brews get, it ain't the new year. He didn't say this was the new year for everybody. He said this is the beginning of months for you. For you. Because contrary to popular belief, everybody did not operate off of the Hebraic calendar. Philistines didn't care when your new year was. That had nothing to do with them. Moabites didn't care when your New Year's was. That had nothing to do with them. They had their own New Year and their own God, and they served according to that. I'm only mentioning this here because we have to reiterate it, because living in Western society, you think antiquity was like how it is now. That everybody had the Bible, and no. Them people's over there doing what they do. You over there doing what you do. You over there doing what you do. And if we had conflict, they basically felt like my daddy better than yours. That's how they looked at it. My God will whoop yours. Yahuwah don't want to see Dagon. That's how they operate. We're going to call on Amun Ra. You see that with Elijah when they brought the prophets of Baal out, and it's just him. They literally seen it as a battle between the gods. I'm only mentioning that because, you know, we live in a society, we talk about it plenty of times, man. People be talking about racism. Man, racism probably only 300-400 years old, man, if that. If we would have the ability to go in and get into a time machine and go back to certain times of antiquity, and we were talking about racism, nobody would know what we were talking about, because that didn't exist in their life. They didn't discriminate people based off of their race, because the concept of race, or the construct of race, I should say, didn't exist. The people who brought the construct of race into the play in reality are white people. I'd probably say somewhere around maybe somewhere in the 12 to 1400s. My memory served me correctly, give or take. 100 years or so in either direction. It's not new. I know certainly it's not a millennial old. I can tell you that. The concept of race is not even a millennial old. You know what I'm saying?
About what you were saying about the calendar, I know, and New Moon would be doing the most, or like in the book, when they talk about keeping the New Moon feast, that's the time.
Yeah, because and that's coming from And from what my homegirl tell me, who's actually Jewish, that going outside looking for the moon, that came from Babylon. That's not something that they did pre-Babylon. Because it's definitely not in the text. Nobody going outside looking for no moon. Because if you look at the definition of new moon, it simply means new month. And you know what they did on that time? That's a set time. They went and had a feast. Yeah, they blew a trumpet. They went and had a feast. Simple as that. Like, that's it. Festive time. You know what I'm saying? Was it a specific Sabbath? No. Some people try to make it seem the new moon is a Sabbath by taking Isaiah. That's right, the Frankfurt School. I remember that. We were talking about that. Yeah, that's not even that old. You talking about the Frankfurt School, bro? That junk ain't even. Racism's like 200-300 years old, bro. 200-300 years old.
Outside of going out there looking for, how do you think it?
I mean, because they had the sundial, so they knew what time it was. They knew what month it was, and they operated like that. So for them, it wasn't no difficulty because they would look at it. Hey, it's the 29th day of the month. You know, tomorrow is the new month. We're going to get it down like that. Living in the construct of this society that we live in right now is why it's so much confusion. Because we don't keep time by a sundial. Technically we do, but we don't. Because you walk around with a sundial on your wrist. You know what I'm saying? But it's not a real sundial. Because we're really not keeping time according to the sun.
That'll change the time. In different seasons.
Yeah, then you got what you call that stuff?
Daylight
savings, which nobody else in the world does except in America. Nobody in the world does that. You know what I'm saying?
You got that leap, leap.
Yeah, then you got the time period of the Gregorian, the Julian Gregorian calendar and how that works. You know what I'm saying? And then of course, being a Western living, you ignorant to the fact for the most part that other societies and cultures have their own new year and their own calendar. But you know what I'm saying? But because you're not over there living with them, you just assume that everybody's operating how America operates. They only operate how America operates on calendars for business purposes. But in their society, they have their own calendar and their own new year, and they celebrate it. You know what I'm saying? We didn't talk about this before, man. If you go to China, if you go to certain places in the Middle East, if you go to certain places, go to Scotland, go to Ireland, go to any of these places, they got their own new year, their own celebration for it. They acknowledge all of that. You know what I'm saying? You notice when they have New Year celebrations, they don't pan out to the whole world with that because the whole world ain't celebrating that. That's a Western thing. Western countries are celebrating that. The rest of the world is not. Because that's not the new year for them. So they don't care. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they don't care. But people in America, we think everybody do what we do. Them people got their own culture.
Yeah, because like in Ethiopia, I read they got 13 months.
Yeah. And they live according to that. It's just when they do business with, but like I said, and it's obvious, we're not over there. You know what I'm saying? Because if you were over there, you would know that the rest of the world doesn't hold American customs in the high regard like Americans do. See, when you're American, you think everybody following what you're doing. They not. They're not. Rest of the world still basically living how they've been living. We do what we do, you do what you do. What you do ain't got nothing. That's why when you see a lot of them immigrate over, they try to make sure that they hold to their cultures and traditions because they don't want their children becoming Americanized. Because once your child becomes Americanized, it's over. It's over. You know what I'm saying? You're never getting back.
A-Rod do that. Cleaning his house. He in the military. Come over in the military. And he gonna tell Monica like he gonna come up here and get his money, but he gonna go back home find a wife because he ain't gonna marry no American.
I don't blame him. I wouldn't. Not coming from over there. Because he ain't gonna get what he wants. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make sense to him. And that'd be the other thing too, right? Especially like this on the internet, probably more you'll see that like when black women like, oh, you men going overseas looking for a woman, because American women don't realize that nobody overseas wants you. outside of sexual gratification. You know what I'm saying? Nobody outside of America wants to marry an American woman. Like, they're not jumping up and down saying, let me get an American white woman. Let me get an American black woman. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not just a black woman thing. They don't want an American woman at all. In no shape, form, or fashion. American women are not looked at as wives on any continent on the earth other than America. And American adjacent countries like, you know, the UK and Spain and France. You know what I'm saying? The rest of the world, like, hell no. American woman for what? I said I wanted a wife, not a vagina. But it'd be hard, more specifically for all women, when they be arguing on the internet about that yeah, dudes don't, people overseas don't want you. Because there's nothing desirable about an American woman outside of her physicality. What is there to desire? And that's very difficult for some people to understand because they come from a different cultural background, holding from different ideals. So the ideals here don't mix with the ideals from where these people coming from. And you know the difference between foreign men and American men for the most part is foreign men know that you can't change that woman. That woman is who she is. He's not even going to attempt to try to get with a woman who's opposite of what he wants. He ain't gonna deal with her. He gonna go find a woman who is what he wants. American men do the same thing they say women do. You try to get a woman and change her. You feel like because you messing with her and she dressed like a hoe, now you say she your old lady, you feel like she's supposed to stop dressing like a hoe. Then you wondering why she fighting with you by wanting to dress like a hoe. Bro, she been on that, bro. She been on that. That's who she is. But you know what men think? Well, if we get in a relationship, don't you think you ought to change? You sound like a dummy. You sound like a dummy. It's the same token. Maybe why would you get with a dude told you he ain't had a job in 5 years? You thought because you got with him that was going to make him get one? This dude don't even know how to wipe his butt properly. Nobody, no woman anywhere in the world would want a man like that. That's an American thing. Like, nobody wants American anyone. Most people in other countries don't want American men either. Because it's the thought, man, look here, man. America is not highly regarded, I'm telling you. People think we stupid.
Yeah, I got a friend from the Philippines. She got married to a white doctor. Like, he a doctor, and he brought her over here and married her. But I think she came over here for a better life.
Yeah, they come over here for a dummy. Man, look, let me tell you something, man. A woman is a woman no matter where she come from. And the number one thing a woman gonna do is do what she believes is most beneficial for her in that moment. You know what I'm saying? That's why dudes don't understand. How could she pack up and leave? Because she never wanted you. But there was a benefit for dealing with you. Once that benefit gone, she gone. You know what I'm saying? That's what we were talking about earlier when dudes be like, oh, that's a, nah, man. What is she doing for you? Because if she ain't doing that, now one thing I do know is if a woman's made some investments and dropped something in you, you know what I'm talking about? She ain't quick to leave. That's why you see dude, she be messing with a dude, he ain't got nothing, but she done helped him do this and helped him do that. And you be like, why you won't leave that nigga? She got too much of an investment in it. In her mind, I can't slide like that. If she ain't had to put nothing into nothing, she gonna dip with no problem. Oh, that nigga went broke. I'm out of here. Find me another nigga. Guess what? Another nigga never comes. I'm telling you, man, you just learn that from life experience if you pay attention. You know what I'm saying? But if a woman down with you, she gonna ride with you. You know what I'm saying? If she ain't willing to do nothing for you, man, that woman don't fool with you like that. And she'll stay with you for 10, 15 years, man. And you think she love your dirty draw the whole time, man. I'm talking about she spit out babies for you and everything. She thinking about the pool boy. Yeah, you go on to work, the cable buy come over. Y'all ain't even got cable. Y'all got direct TV. Come on, sis. 2 and 1.
Say, thus shall Mahim and the rats were finished, and all the hosts of them. And on the seventh day, Elohim ended his work which he had made. And he rested on the seventh day from all his work which he had made.
So that's a fixed time. Go back to Leviticus 23. I just wanted to read it. That's a fixed time. That don't change. You know, people don't hear that because them just harsh reality, man. That ain't a good thing, a bad thing, civic. It's just like. That's why you better teach your son how to identify a hoe. If he don't know how to identify a hoe, he gonna get drugged. He gonna get drugged. You know what I'm talking about? That boy gonna get drugged. And he gonna grow up hating. He gonna hate women for all his days. Go ahead.
Yahuwah spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Yasharal, and say unto them concerning the feast of Yahuwah, which you shall proclaim to be Kadash convocations, even these are my feasts.
Tell them what a Kadash convocation is in case they don't know.
Kadash is Mikrah, convocation, a reading, a calling together.
A calling to what?
A calling together.
Now, what we just read the other day. I guess you know when Mashiach come and he get that shout for the calling, that's a Kadash convocation. Because we dealing with trumpets, ain't it? Go and read Psalms 81 on the house, man.
Kadash is the partners.
Oh, excuse me. Go read Psalms 81, man. It's apropos.
Sing aloud unto Elohim our strength, make a joyful noise unto the Elohim of Jacob.
That's right.
Take a psalm and bring here the timbrel, the pleasant harp with the psaltery. Blow up the trumpet in the new moon.
Blow the what?
The trumpet in the new moon in the time appointed, on our solemn feast day.
On a time what?
The time appointed on our solemn feast day.
Now, it's literally telling you that that's what a feast day is. It's a time appointed. So let's go to Numbers 10 because it is trumpets. And let's see how that calling together, because that's what a Kadash convocation is. It's a calling of a gathering. And he said, you know, and he said the Lord will return with a shout, and the dead and the Mashiach going to rise first. That would literally be a set apart gathering. A gathering, or he said, under Shiloh shall the gathering of the people be. Hey, turn around and pay attention. Bird, what your problem is, cuz? Well, you always plopping down with an attitude, man. Hey, man, come here, man. Why you always got an attitude, man? Man, what's wrong with you, cuz? Hey, man, relax, man. What's wrong with you, cuz? Hey, man, hey, how old you is, bro? 9. Ain't you a man, man? A young man? You don't know if you're a man or not? You forgot what type of genitalia you got? Then why you sitting here acting like a baby? You got your face balled up, your lip poked out? What's up with that? I mean, but you do that all the time, though. What's up with that?
I don't know.
You do know. To sit here and tell me that you don't know why you respond the way you respond, I don't believe you. You know exactly why you respond the way that you respond. You may not care to say that, and I would prefer that you just say, I don't care to discuss it, than to sit here and tell me you don't know. You know full well why you came over there and plopped down like a petulant teenage girl.
I don't.
So you don't know why you do stuff. You just do it. So you don't know why you behave the way you respond the way that you respond. You just respond. You might want to reassess yourself. Go sit down, son.
No.
And Yahuwah spake unto Moses, saying, Make you 2 trumpets of silver, of a whole piece shall you make them, that you may use them for the calling of the assembly and for the journeying of the camps.
For the calling of the what?
Calling of the assembly.
For the calling of the what?
Of the assembly,
Okay.
and for the journeying of the camps.
Listen.
When they shall blow with them, all the assembly shall assemble themselves to you at the door of the tabernacle of the congregation.
They shall assemble themselves where?
At the door of the tabernacle of the congregation.
Okay.
And if they blow with 1 trumpet, then the princes, which are the heads of thousands of Yahshua, shall gather themselves unto you. When you blow an alarm, then the camp.
Hold on. When he say when you blow wind?
With 1 trumpet, then the prince, which are the heads of the thousands of Yahshua, shall gather themselves unto you.
What this referring to? What that's referring to right there, man? When you blow 1 what?
1 trumpet.
Who's supposed to assemble?
The heads of the thousands of Yahshua.
What that is, Lil John?
Like
Look at him. That boy sharp as a doggone Steve Harvey suit. That's what you used to walk around saying, that nigga laying behind lines, call you blue cheese. I don't know why he came up with that. That junk is gay. Come on back to number 10. Because I'd be dressing. I'd be like, that's not smooth. It wasn't.
It's from a different time.
I was around that time. I might have wasn't a grown man, but it was gay then. And that nigga wasn't never funny, but on TV.
Funny enough, gotta check.
Man, look here, man. Just like them people tell you, there's a certain area you got to get to. Got to do some strange things.
He did it.
He did something. I ain't gonna lie, I would never listen to a nigga who get with a woman who didn't want you when she was fine enough to get drug dealers, and then when the drug dealers get to prison, she come back and fool with you.
What says an open door policy?
Man, she told that nigga, come back when you get your money up. She'd never seen me again. But on TV. And I've been petty like, man, shout out to the chick told me to get my money up. One time for you, baby. I hope it's up enough for you.
You motivated that man.
He a damn fool. A damn fool. But this is a woman who married the cousin of her husband when he went to prison, man. You don't marry no woman like that. You don't do nothing like that.
You said she kept that nigga last name. She kept one of them niggas last name, right?
No, I mean till she married him. And then he adopted all her first husband's children. And that's why Lori has his last name. You know what I'm saying? Because he ain't never getting out of prison. She was dealing with one of the biggest kingpins in Memphis, if I'm not mistaken. Then he went to prison. Then she married his cousin, who was a drug dealer as well. You know what I'm saying? No, but that tells you that you're not her type. She don't like you. She like drug dealers. You know what I'm saying? Couldn't have been me. Nah, couldn't no woman tell me, nah, I can't be with you till you get your money up. You too poor. Oh, no.
You could have got with her too. You sold drugs.
I wasn't selling drugs like they were selling. Nah, them boys was selling drugs. We was peddling. You know what I'm talking about? Them boys was selling. You understand me? Different. We wasn't selling. No, I mean, that junk is what it is. I mean, that's a woman, she want a man with money. I'm not mad at her. She can want what she want. You know what I'm saying? I ain't mad at no one who want what they want. But you ain't finna tell me you too poor and I'm finna come back and get you. Oh, dude. Oh, dude. Now you know what I'm saying? Now you done bent the knee. You ever bent the knee, Sibby? I don't blame you. Even before I was in the word, I wasn't doing that. Because I knew what that meant. Yeah, it wasn't nothing other because I knew what that meant. I mean, that's a sign of submission, man. You bend the knee to the king. I ain't bending no knee to no woman. I ain't bending the knee to nobody but God. Well, I knew that as a young man. Boy, I'm not doing that. You know what I'm saying? I told you as a congregation, make all the people bend the knee to the elder. You got to bend the knee. He take you out in the woods, man, make you enter into a covenant with him. And you got to bend the knee. I'm not making this up.
It sounds like you is.
Okay. Well, I'm telling you what cuz did, man.
The woods part made it sound crazy.
Nah, because that's what they you know what I'm saying? They own land and this, that, and the third, man. Them boys up in Georgia, man. You got to go out there and bend the knee, bro. I'm not making this up, man. Cuz did that. And you got to call him daddy. He got to become your daddy when you enter the covenant with this man, bro. I'm telling you what cuz did, man. Well, he gave us the whole play, how that jump roll, bro. Well, you go out there, you enter into a covenant with the elder. When you enter into the covenant with the elder, you got to bend the knee to the elder and acknowledge him as now your father. Meaning, once you enter into this covenant with this man, because Hebrew covenants are binding. Now, this is not something that's unbiblical or a sin or nothing. Anybody can enter into a covenant with anybody for any reason. It's a contractual agreement between two people. You're agreeing that this man is going to become your father, and now you have to hearken unto him. Like the law say, honor your father and mother. You have to honor him as you would honor your actual father. And I was like, well, that's disrespectful if I got a daddy. But they were looking for a certain type of people.
It sounds crazy. That's all.
It sounds crazy, but it's real because they stepped a little bro about that jump, man, and they couldn't do nothing with him because they didn't have a way in. They were really looking for people who were really desirous of having a father type figure, bro. Like, I'm not making this up, bro. I mean, because they own land. Yeah, they own land. So you know what I'm saying? They believe that, you know, farming and stuff like that help you understand the word better. They don't have actual set apart gatherings. They be like, every man's the priest of his home. Nobody's really getting, nigga just sit out there and talk to you. But you got to buy that needle. But when Cud told me that, I'm like, bro, you did that, bro? He's like, yeah, cause you know what I'm saying? I know why he did it. He didn't have a bad relationship with his father. It was just more so Cuz felt like that was necessary to be a part of what they had going on at the time. So to him, it didn't bother him to do that.
And they get brand on their body for paternity. So I understand.
Yeah, man, I ain't bound to need to nobody, bro. Nah, this ain't a well-known group, Ernest. I ain't bound to need to nobody, man or woman, bro. You know what I'm saying? Then when I got in the word, and you seen when Peter said, man, get up, I'm a man too. I ain't let nobody bow no knee to me, bro. So I definitely ain't. That's a literal sign of submission. You know what I'm saying? And you wonder why American men get dragged in weddings because, what's the word I'm looking for, man? Subliminally and subconsciously, that woman knows you yielding to her when you on a knee asking for her. She know that. She know I conquered him. I am now his God. I rule over him. He has yielded to me. Yeah, I'm not doing that, bro. And I was on that as a teen, early 20s. Yeah, I'm not doing that. Yeah, if I got to get on a knee to marry you, man, I guess we'll never get married then. Because I'm not doing that. Damn sure ain't. Bump that. You only get on your knees to God, man. You don't never bow the knee to nobody in flesh and blood, ever, under no circumstance. You know what I'm saying? And I mentioned that to you because Peter did it, and Peter told that man, see, you do it not. He said, I'm a man of like passions and dust and ashes as you are. Man, stand on your feet. You know what I'm saying? You don't let nobody do that to you, bro. I need dudes be, man, you ain't supposed to let your wife bow the knee to you, man. She ain't got no business doing that. You do like she's supposed to, like, come on, bro. If you need your wife to do that, nigga, your pimping ain't strong enough, man. I don't need that woman to do that. She should already be showing she submitted unto you by her behavior and her conduct. The same way that you bow the knee to Yahuwah, because Yahuwah greater power. You just a man. You ain't got that type of power, man. You know what I'm saying? But even when it come down to praying, he don't require you to bow the knee to pray to him. You do that because of your reverence for his power. You know what I'm talking about? And nevertheless, that man, Yahuwah pimping too strong to be like, yeah, he gonna bow the knee to me. He just let you know every knee gonna bow and every tongue gonna confess, because you're gonna acknowledge that I'm king and chief ruler of this whole earth. But that's a power thing. I got a power. You got to submit to me. You don't even have life without me. That's a different scenario. Man, your wife got life without you, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't need no woman to do all that there, man. You know what I'm saying? Make sure she's submitting to you in her behavior, in her conduct, in her interactions. Not little platitudes of calling you Lord and bending the knee. Nigga, you's a goof. Go ahead, man.
You want to keep going to numbers?
Yes,
sir. So when you blow an alarm, then the camps that lie on the east part shall go forward. When you blow an alarm the second time, then the camps that lie on the south side shall take their journey. They shall blow an alarm for their journeys. When the congregation is to be gathered together, you shall blow, but you shall not sound an alarm.
Notice not no alarm. He just gonna blow the trumpet. You understand? So when you read, and you can read in Matthew 24 and 22, I suppose. You know what I'm saying? I heard a lot of brothers be like, see, Sarah called Abraham Lord. Man, you met this woman 30 days ago, bro. You trying to get her to call you Lord. Get the hell out of here.
And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved, but for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened.
Go ahead.
Then if any man shall say unto you, lo, here is the Mashiach, or there, believe it not. For there shall arise false Mashiachs and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. Behold, I have told you before. Wherefore, if they shall say unto you, behold, he is in the desert, go not forth. Behold, he is in the secret chambers, believe it not.
Don't believe it.
For as the lightning come out of the east and shine even unto the west, so shall
you hold the bottles, boy?
the Son of Man be. For wheresoever the carcass is, there will the eagles be gathered together. Immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light.
Mm-hmm.
The stars shall fall from Shamaim, and the powers of Shamaim shall be shaken. Then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in Shamaim, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of Shamaim with power and great esteem.
Go ahead.
He shall send his Malachim with a great sound of a trumpet.
Great sound of a what?
Of a trumpet. And they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of Shamaim to the other.
That's good. Now come back to Leviticus 23, right? And you can read 23 since that's the feast we in. I can move around with the other ones, man.
And Yahuwah spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Yasharah, saying, In the 7th month, in the 1st day of the month, shall you have a Shabbat, a memorial blowing of trumpets.
So if it's a Shabbat, it's a what? Give him a definition of Shabbat. That's a day where you cease and desist. See, it's not like resting, like going to sleep. It's a ceasing and desisting. You ever got a cease and desist letter? I ain't either, but you know what it means, self-explanatory.
That's Shabbathon, Sabbatism or special holiday or rest. Sabbath observance, weekly Sabbath, a day of atonement, sabbatical year, feast of trumpets, are the first and last days of the feast of tabernacles.
That's giving you the specific time. Let's look at sabbatical. You know what a sabbatical is? If you ever took a sabbatical, me neither. When you take a sabbatical, it's a period of paid leave granted to a university teacher or other worker to study or travel for 1 year or 7 years' work. 1 year for every 7 years' work. Or appropriate to the Sabbath. But a sabbatical is a rest or a break from work. Now, why do you think that he wants you to have this rest and break from work? It's something that just came to my mind, man. It said that Martha was caught up with much what, Sibby? You know what I'm talking about? Sibby don't know. You know what Martha was caught up with, Lil Johnny?
I forget the verb was exactly.
Look at that boy trying to show his vocabulary. I ain't mad at my nigga. Luke 10 and 38. Come on with it.
Now it came to pass as they went that he entered into a certain village, and a certain woman named Martha received him into her house. She had a sister called Mary, which also sat at Yahusha's feet and heard his word. But Martha was cumbered about much serving.
She was cumbered about with much what?
Much serving.
Much work.
And came to him and said, Lord, do you not care that my sister hath left me to serve alone? Bid her therefore that she help me. Yahusha answered and said unto her, Martha, Martha, you are careful and troubled about many things.
I mean, if you're careful, what that mean if she's careful? She anxious. She worried about a lot of things. Go ahead.
But one thing is needful, and Mary had chosen that good part which shall not be taken away from her.
And that's what you get that cease and desist for. That's what that Sabbath for. So you don't be anxious about or careful about many things. You know what I'm saying? Let's look at Exodus 31 and 12 real quick, like. We get insight to both of what these appointed times are about. Obviously, you see trumpets as appointed time pointing to the gathering of the people. Be gathered to the door. You know what I'm saying? Because remember, he said blow the trumpet, but don't sound a what, see? Because an alarm is a sound for what? This ain't war. Because the dead and the Mashiach going what? Rise first. So this not a blowing for war. This is for the gathering of the people. This is what this feast really is about. This appointed time is about. It's about the blowing of the trumpet or for the gathering of the people. That's what he wants you to zakar or bring to remembrance is the gathering of the people unto the door, or for the people to move, or a sound of war. That's what you're supposed to be remembering, the sound of the trumpet for. That's why people get offended when you go to talking about, you're not supposed to be using a ram's horn. He told you what type of trumpet to use. Pure silver. Choice silver at that. Go ahead.
Yahuwah spake unto Moses, saying, Speak you also unto the children of Yasharah, saying, Truly my Shabbats you shall keep, for it is a sign between me and you throughout your generations, that you may know that I am Yahuwah, that I sanctify you. You shall keep the Shabbat therefore, for it is a wash unto you. Everyone that defileth shall surely be put to death. For whosoever do any work therein, that soul shall be cut off.
Now remember what Hebrews 4 tell you. We cease from it. We should cease from our own labors as God did from His. So the Sabbath is just not about, oh, you don't work today. It's about teaching you the discipline to cease and desist from your own works, like God ceased from His works. Because if you can cease and desist from doing your own work once a week, you can cease and desist from doing your own works every day. Remember, man, everything is all about the mindset, and that's really what understanding is about. Understanding is going to produce the mindset to cause you to be able to have good success. That's why I say if you without understanding, you worthy of death. Because that means you don't even know what to do to be prosperous. You just doing stuff. That's why I mentioned that, like, you think He came to give you understanding on how to keep the Sabbath perfectly? There's no perfect way to keep the Sabbath other than ceasing and desisting from your own works. Because your works are always going to be contrary to God. Notice it said your own works. That's why Isaiah 58 says, if you take all my Sabbath for delight. But oh, that's just about Day of Atonement. You think it's just about Day of Atonement, bro? It's about any Sabbath. You can put that anywhere because that's about the mindset. Get it for him, man. Isaiah 58 and 12. That's what brother problem is. It don't say it's for that. Come on, blood. How we gonna get anywhere with this? They say that makes sense considering the last feast is also indeed, and because Emma picked this particular chapter, you know, each feast correlates to a work of a Mashiach that manifests the testimony. This stuff we done did many years ago over the course of time. We just don't follow the same blueprint that most people follow. Oh, it's trumpets, so we got to read Leviticus 23. Oh, it's Passover, so we have to read Exodus 12. We can. You know, it gets integrated in, but, you know, we going to roll with whatever we was rolling with. But this is, you know, what do you call it? The sweat hotel. You be listening to the sweat hotel, you be in there sweating too, huh? Dancing, singing loud and whatnot. Rising the dead and scaring the children. Door shaking your head, you raising the dead too. You be in there singing, it sounds like somebody scratching a chalkboard. You sound like Luther Vandross in the shower, though, don't you? You know why I got that from? You don't remember when 50 Cent said that, man? I sound like Luther Vandross in the shower. Said that on a song. That nigga ain't listening to TV. Thought that nigga from New York. Oh, forgot that nigga ain't from Queens. She said that like that was disrespect. You from New Brooklyn with the white folk. She from New Brooklyn. White people strolling down the street past Project Smiler with spiced lattes and boba tea. You be drinking boba tea? You be drinking that? I know you do, Dora. Dora look like she drink all white people beverage. You be with it too. You be drinking boba tea? I don't even know what it is. I ain't drinking it.
I like a nice latte.
You want sugar and caffeine. That's how you get diabetes. That's diabetes, nigga. Yeah, you gonna be around here like Dame. You know what I'm saying? But one eye covered up. That's unserious to all jokes aside, man. I told my homegirl got both her toes amputated because of her diabetes. And it ain't necessarily like she was doing nothing wild, but sometimes one of the complications of diabetes is you lose circulation to your feet. You know what I'm saying? It's not necessarily because she was eating crazy or this, that, and the third. It's just one of the byproducts of it. You know what I'm saying? That blood sugar be high. That blood don't get to where it need to be. Go ahead.
Saying, they that shall be of you shall build the old waste places. You shall raise up the foundations of many generations. You shall be called the repairer of the breach, the restorer of paths, dwelling. If you turn away your foot from the Shabbat, from doing your pleasure on my Kadash day,
from doing that which you delight in,
and call the Shabbat a delight, the Kadash of Yahuwah honorable, and shall honor him, not doing your own ways, nor finding your own pleasure, nor speaking your own words. Then shall you delight yourself in Yahuwah, and I will cause you to ride upon the high places of your rest, and feed you with the heritage of Jacob your father, for the mouth of Yahuwah has spoken.
He said he'll feed you with the inheritance of Jacob, and Yahuwah is his heritage. Read him Hebrews 4 and 6, man, on the high. We finna get ready to wrap this up, man. You niggas done tapped out.
And seeing therefore,
that's why I ain't take my magnesium before I got it.
It remained that some must enter therein, and they to whom it was first preached entered not in because of unbelief. Again, he limited a certain day, saying in David, today, after so long a time, as it is said, today, if you will hear his voice, harden not your hearts. For if Yahusha had given them rest, then would he not afterward have spoken of another day? Therefore remain therefore a rest to the people of Elohim.
That's right.
For he that is entered into his rest, he also have ceased from his own works, as Elohim from his. Let us labor therefore.
He that's entered into his rest has done what?
Ceased from his own works, as Elohim from his.
And that's what Isaiah 58 just pretty much told you. So the mind that when you see him saying he was the Lord of Shabbat, and the thing, he was trying to teach you to have the mind of, hey man, cease and desist from your own desires. It's not just about, that's what people, when you hear Christian people say, the Sabbath is every day. Nah, bro. Because when I say that, meaning not that necessarily that they're wrong for the statement in and of itself, but they don't give the explicit and proper explanation. You ceasing and desisting from your own work, yeah, it's every day. Because he your rest every day. That doesn't disannul a Kadash convocation, a set apart gathering, a called out gathering, which is why the epistle in Hebrew states that not forsaking the gathering of ourselves as some others do. That doesn't eliminate that. It's going to eliminate that if that's what you want to do. But they're missing the greater point because it's about ceasing and desisting from your own works. If you are resting in him, when you got to gather together on the Shabbat, you are ceasing and desisting from your own works to do the works of God for that 24-hour period. The epistle in Hebrews is trying to communicate to you, if you're going to come rest in a Mashiach and he dwell in you and you dwell in him, then you cease from your own works, period. You know what I'm talking about? And that's how you get the understanding of what the Sabbath was supposed to mean when it was instituted. That if you can cease and desist from your own works one day a week, you can do it every day. You can live for God every day, not once a week. The same way that the Day of Atonement is to teach you that if you can deny your body what it needs, then you can deny your body what it wants. You know what I'm saying? That's the purpose of the fast. That's the purpose of the affliction. You need food and water. You know what I'm saying? If you don't have any H2O or most importantly H3O, nigga, you gonna die. You understand? H3O. H3O is better hydration than H2O. H3O is what's in majority of fruits. That's why when you go to the hospital and you dehydrated, they don't give you no water. Because water in and of itself on a cellular level is not going to hydrate you efficiently and quickly as they give you saline and because water in and of itself for the most part don't have the extra electrolytes and minerals and all that other stuff you're going to need if you're severely dehydrated. You know what I'm saying? That's why like I had the other day, I caught a cramp in the inside of my quad. I ate watermelon. I ain't drink no water. The watermelon would have hydrated that muscle faster than the. That's why you'll say when you be dehydrated, they give you IV. They don't hand you bottles of water. You know what I'm saying? But that doesn't mean that you don't need water, because I know people done seen that video of that dude, Yaki, talking about you don't need water. But he's not incorrect in his assessment that water in and of itself is not going to hydrate you like fruit is going to hydrate you. You know what I'm saying? Because of the H3, just hydrates you on a cellular level more efficiently and swiftly than water ever could imagine. You know what I'm saying? That's why some people drink water and they be like, I'm still thirsty, because yeah, it do. And for the most part, it's going to run straight through you if your kidneys working properly. So But if you drink certain fruits, eat certain fruits, or even, like, you know what I'm saying, make a smoothie with them, you're going to tend to be hydrated. You know, if you eat a lot of fruits, you don't seem to urinate as often as you would if you drink a lot of water. Because if you drink a lot of water and your urine clear, that actually means that you overhydrated. It's really supposed to be faint yellow. That means you properly hydrated. Then if it's dark yellow, you dehydrated. So yeah, when that junk crystal clear, it's like when I had went to that ER, that lady said, "Oh, you good and hydrated," because I was actually overhydrated. Because you know what I'm saying, man, we outside, man, it's hot as hell out here. You know what I'm saying? So definitely drinking bottles like this here. You know what I'm saying? But can't keep no watermelon in that van. Shoot, that junk gonna melt. Watermelon ain't too good if that junk ain't cold. It's just fruit at that point. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about. You know, oranges are cool, but they better when they cold. Man, all fruit, if it's refrigerated, is better when it's cold. Once it's at room temperature, it's not desirable. You're going to eat it, but are you going to enjoy it? Probably not. See, Johnny don't care. He like room temperature fruit.
You really got to get in tune with the earth.
He want to eat it off the vine, huh? He out here plucking out people's yards, man. We used to do that back in the day, stealing people bullet grapes. That white people used to be mad. Stealing nigga dates. Look at you. Yeah, you stole mine, nigga. I did. We did have dates on that tree in the front yard. Niggas ate all my damn dates. Oh, now you remember. Thief! Have you seen the old man who only used coconut water for 40 years, no regular water? No, I didn't. That's amazing. I just tell them, this is the only coconut water I can drink because they told me to drink this to keep my blood pressure regulated. They say this is pure organic coconut water. It uses only one ingredient, high quality Nam Home from Thailand. These young green coconuts are known for their delicious sweet taste, and natural electrolyte content, and a refreshing pink hue. That's how they wrote it. But it definitely only say one ingredient in this whole. And they say, man, you got to consume this within 3 days of opening. That's how you know it's real. Yeah, they said that's the only ingredient in it. Organic coconut water. Ain't got no preservatives. No, I told you that though. I heard a dude say that a long time ago, man, and I'll always tell you that even before all this here, man. Well, if that junk got ingredients in it you can't pronounce, don't eat it. If it's got more than 5 ingredients in it, don't eat it. You know what I'm saying? But that junk ain't real. The lesser the ingredients, that's actual food. You know what I'm saying? That junk got all that extra stuff, and man, nigga, you trying to kill. It's a Zico. 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 No, because I don't like her. I ain't not look, man. These had to try me drink that Viva Loca junk. I'm like, this junk is disgusting. But that junk tastes like milk though. It do. Shoot, I don't give a damn. I that's what they told me to keep my blood to drink 32 ounces of it to keep your blood pressure low. Shoot, I found one that worked. He told me which one to get. Let me see which one he told me to get. Hold on. Hold on, I took a picture of it. We finna get ready to wrap up, y'all. We just used atonement for the baseline, and we're gonna go on here and get off of here. Well, somebody running in the walls? He told me to get Vita Coca. Man, I ain't drinking that, no. Not nasty. You know what I'm talking about? I do what works. Yes, sir. Come on with it, bud.
We good with Hebrews 4?
Yeah. Let's go and finish at 23 and 24. Leviticus. You got to get to the axe handle and the axe head that fell in the water. That ain't gonna take that long. You welcome, man.
It says, "Speak unto the children of Yahusha, saying, in the 7th month, in the 1st day of the month, shall you have a Shabbat, a memorial."
That's why we
blowing of
read
trumpets."
Psalms 81. Tell them what memorial is, just in case they don't know. It should be Zakar.
It's a chrome, a memento, a memorial thing, a day, a writing, a memorial, a record, a reminder, remembrance.
A reminder. So you reminded of your gathering. You know what I'm saying? Or you're reminded of the battle. You ain't even really got to read nothing else about that because it's just telling you to make don't do no servile work, and that's the end of that. So we'll stop right there for now because it's 11:30. So hallelujah for Yahusha in the word. I appreciate y'all time this evening and bless y'all the house of Elohim in the name of Yahusha. Who willing will be back at it in the afternoon. What day of the week is atonement on?
I think it says Sunday night to Monday night.
Yeah, so Sunday night. Not Sunday coming, but next Sunday. Yes, the night of the 28th is the observation for atonement. So we'll have service that Sunday night. And
What I just said, man.
that'll be about what? About 8:30, 9 o'clock, 9 o'clock? No, probably about 8:30 for that, man. You know what I'm saying? And we'll rock out from there with that. And of course, you know, we'll be leading right into Tabernacles. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So again, I love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Bless y'all the house of Elohim in the name of Yahusha, man. Just keep rocking and rolling. And you who are willing, man. To the next one. Hey, my son. All right, y'all. We're gonna roll.